G'day, Wombat here, and today we're starting a new series that I like to call the Beginner Series. So in this series, over the time that we'll run it, we're going to talk about things like your first guitar, upgrading your amplifier for the first time, little things like that. So hopefully this will be some sort of help to you. Today, we are literally going to talk about buying your first guitar. So, you've made the final step of deciding you want to play guitar. Congratulations. Well done. You've chosen a very, very exciting path. So, you've decided to play guitar, but you don't actually have one. That's a little bit of a problem. So you're going to need to buy a guitar. What guitar should you buy? That's the question. So let me just start off by saying a lot of people will try and tell you that you must start on an acoustic guitar, and this is just not true. Everything you can do on an acoustic guitar, you can do on an electric guitar just as easily. All of those sort of tools, particularly when you're first starting out, will translate from one to the other. They're the same. So you can do whichever one you want. So what guitar should you buy then? Well, that depends on the kind of music that you want to play. If you want to sit around a campfire and strum some songs and sing along a little bit, then your best bet may well be an acoustic guitar. However, don't buy a nylon string acoustic guitar as your first guitar. It's a bad idea. And I see a lot of parents who buy their child a nylon string acoustic guitar as their first guitar because it's cheap. And yes, you can get some cheap ones out there. The problem is that a nylon string acoustic guitar has a much wider neck on it. And this in turn can actually make it more difficult for you to get your hands around when you're doing your first chords. Much more difficult. And if it's too difficult, then you're just simply going to lose interest. So a nylon string acoustic guitar is not a great idea for a first guitar. If you're looking for an acoustic, buy a steel string acoustic guitar. They have much thinner necks, a lot more like an electric neck these days, and they'll be easier to get your hands around. And don't worry about the steel strings cutting into your fingers. That really doesn't happen. They can make your fingers a little bit sore, but it really doesn't do any damage early on. So acoustic guitars are a good place to start because you don't need to buy an amplifier and those sort of things to go along with it. But you can't play much Bon Jovi on an acoustic guitar. So what an electric guitar should we buy if we want an electric guitar? And some people just simply want an electric guitar and not interested in an acoustic, and that's fine. But what should you buy? Well, that depends on the kind of music you want to play once again. If you want to play blues or light rock or standard kind of rock or classic rock, those kinds of things, then you're probably going to want an electric guitar that is fitted with single coil pickups. Now, single coils are great and they sound really good, but if you want to play something like heavy metal or hard rock, then something with humbuckers fitted, a guitar with humbuckers, will do that job much, much better. So with these pickups, there is a bit of crossover between the two. If you already have a guitar with single coils in it, and you want to do something like, harder rock kind of stuff, they will do it. They're just not necessarily the best at it. A humbucker would be better suited. In the same respect, you can also play blues and jazz and things like that on a humbucker. But humbuckers tend to have a flatter response in tone, and sometimes a single coil would just be a bit better suited to the job. So it really comes down to the kind of music that you want to play. So why should you even worry about that? Why can't you just buy any old electric guitar and be done with it? Well, the reality is you want this electric guitar to last you as long as possible. Now, you will outgrow cheaper instruments. That's just simply the way of it. You'll also want something a little nicer eventually to play on. And if you are using a guitar that has single coils in it and you're trying to play heavy metal, then eventually you're going to want a guitar that's better suited to doing that job. So therefore, buying the right guitar in the first place means that you're going to get a longer life out of playing that instrument before you're thinking you really should upgrade. Okay? So that's why you really need to think about exactly what kind of pickups you're buying in an electric guitar. So it's really quite simple. There's a lot of things on the market these days that are really, really good. A lot of guitars. When I started out, guitars were terrible. Cheap guitars were absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish. And there was only one or two brands that you would buy that you could rely on to be quality. These days that's changed a bit. There are a lot of budget brands out there and they're making some really, really good stuff for not a lot of money. So you get a lot of opportunity to get a quality guitar without a lot of cash outlay and have something that will last you a long, long time. All right? Hopefully that has been some help to you. And once again, congratulations on deciding to play guitar. This is one of the best things that you'll do with your life. Music will give you such a wonderful, wonderful present back. So all of that sort of stuff is well worth the effort. It's not going to be easy, but it will be fun. Okay, so that's it for this first video. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been some use to you. As always, thank you very much for watching and keep rocking, guys.